Happy Friday, Manna Gatherers. It is Friday, and that is a good and wonderful thing, even though it is, once again, another cloudy and cold, wet day. Well, cold-ish day. Let's get this week going and weekend going, starting with our scripture text from Songs 2 and 7 or 3:5 or 8:4, all the same scripture words, and I will be reading from the CEB translation of the Bible again today. Only 2 more days with these verses, but if you tune in on Sunday, you will be probably, at both services, Song of Songs 8, 6, and 7. But let's stick with 2, 7, 3, 5, 8, 4. Make a solemn pledge, daughters of Jerusalem. By the gazelles or the wild deer, do not arouse love until it so desires. Can we today talk about the fact that the speaker of this verse and throughout the Song of Songs, one of the two speakers, is a woman? Yes, indulge me while I get on this little soapbox of mine, hoping to mine God's good stuff while talking about the fact that our speaker is a woman. Who is the Shulamite woman? You might have been wondering, what does it mean to be a Shulamite woman? Shulamite only occurs 2 times in the whole entire Bible, and it is right here in Song of Songs, chapter 6. So there are a few predominant scholarly suggestions for what it means to be a Shulamite. 1, maybe this woman comes from a place that is unidentified called Shulam. Yep, okay. 2, Shulamite is interchangeable with Shunammite, a person from Shunem in Issachar, which is mentioned in the Bible. 3, Shulamite could also come from the Hebrew phrase to mean woman of Jerusalem, which would give a good poignant nod to her identity as a Jewish woman. After all, she is supposed to be the wife of King Solomon, one of his 700 wives. 4, a more racy suggestion is that Shulamite is connected to the Mesopotamian war goddess Shulamantu, which would make her not Jewish, not from Jerusalem, and they're a little bit scandalous for her to be marrying King Solomon, a very Jewish king. And 5, the one I like the most, is the suggestion that Shulamite is the feminine of Solomon, who is supposedly her lover, and both Solomon and Shulamite share shalom at their root, which they are both mean the peaceful one or a peaceful one. Whoever she is, what is definitely clear, whatever the origin of Shulamite is, what is clear is that there is a mutual respect, a mutual friendship even, and a mutual love between the woman and the man throughout the poem Song of Songs, which we in the 21st century take for granted in our how easily that comes in our relationships and how expected that is of our relationships today. This Shulamite woman, though, was speaking at a time when women were rarely, if ever, given mutual respect or mutual friendship or mutual love by any man, whether that is lover, brother, father, neighbor. Not only is the Shulamite woman on equal and equitable ground, of the male protagonist in Song of Songs, who is presumably, again, King Solomon, a male king in mutual, respectful, loving relationship with a woman, a working class woman, no less. And yes, we know that she comes from the working class because in the Song of Songs it says her skin is tan from working the vineyards. She is a laborer, not of the same class as King Solomon, who was raised in palaces. To me, knowing all this background, this is a testimony, therefore, of the power of love. This Shulamite woman, a working class woman, who is probably, even if she is Jewish, she's not of the same class of Solomon, she is telling all of her girlfriends, wait for a love that is mutual. And not only mutual, but emboldens you to be your best self. A relationship that lets you have a voice. This would have been unheard of in the 10th century BCE. Think about the biblical stories of Tamar, of Dinah, of Ruth, and the seductress even in Proverbs 7. There were clear power dynamics that did not reflect mutual anything, mutual or beneficiary love, and certainly no kind of respect for these women. Love is powerful, is the testimony of this Shulamite woman. She is given a bold and an assertive and an uninhibited voice that she uses to warn women, to really warn all people, to wait for such love in all of our relationships. Relationships, she says, should be partnerships that bring about the best in one another. And the Shulamite woman warns us to not settle for any relationship that does not do that. If it is truly love, there will be a reciprocity, a balance that makes you feel and know that you are loved, respected, appreciated, beautiful, important. You get the idea. What a testimony of love's power we hear in the Shulamite woman's own voice. That's powerful. And with that, I will say, see you tomorrow as we revisit this scripture one last time.